Man, I love this software, MagicPods. I'll be reviewing it today. And if you are into podcasting, or maybe you want to get into podcasting, this is the software that you definitely want to check out. A lot of people know about Notebook LM, which everyone was super excited about when it just got released. The podcasts that it created were awesome. The voices were awesome. But MagicPods is next level. Why? Because it offers you a variety of voices that are so good, and I think you will be surprised by what you're going to hear. So I'm going to do a full review. In case you're interested, there's a link in the description on top of my head here. It will redirect you to my website where you can see more information, also where you can get coupons for the front end here for the bundle deal, and also some bonuses that you're going to get if you pick this up through my link. And one of the bonuses that I want to point out is NovaStudio. That's this software here that you're seeing right now. You can see it already playing in the background. But basically this software allows you to take the podcasts out of MagicPods AI and turn it into MP3 podcasts, because MagicPods is a video podcasting software and NovaStudio can create MP3. You can change the bitrate in here. You can apply the effects. By default, I already have these presets applied for you to make the voices even better. And also one thing that's lacking is if you want to create your own podcast, you can do that in this specific area here, where you can also record your own voice. You simply click on start recording here, then it will start recording your voice like you're seeing right here. It's recording my voice and it's automatically applying all these effects. So you can change those effects as well to make your voice sound better. Once you're done with your podcast recording, you can convert this to an MP3 here, and you can download this to your computer. Same thing for the MP4 files. You simply upload it from your computer. You take an MP4 file. You can see here the waveform. You can apply the effects, etc. You can export it. That's one of the bonuses. You're going to get more bonuses. Also, a guide how you can distribute this to Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, etc. So make sure to check it out. For now, let's dive into it and let me show you how you can create podcasts with MagicPods, because they make it super simple. When you log into the dashboard, you'll see here URL to podcast. So you can take any URL and create a podcast from the URL. You can take a business website and create a podcast. You can upload a PDF and create a podcast from that PDF. You can do your own script. If you like to script it all yourself, you can do that as well. Or you can give a topic and it will create the podcast for you. Now, also, you can create here at the left menu, I'm going to show you that as well. You can create series that will be published or created for you, produced automatically on a daily or weekly basis. You can create your own personas, what I'm also going to show you, so you can use and reuse these personas when you create your podcast. But first, let's start by creating a podcast here at the top. When I click on Create Podcast, I can choose what kind of podcast I would like to create. So what I'm going to do a podcast from a URL first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sales page of MagicPods and put it in here. So I'm going to say first, I want to create a podcast, not from a topic. I can do a topic here and I can type my topic. In this case, I like to do a URL, but you can also do a YouTube video, a PDF, or a script. But I'm going to enter my website URL in here. So I'm going to paste the URL of the sales page. You can see here, now I got it in here. And now I can add instructions for processing these URLs. So I can say, create a podcast about MagicPods and talk about how useful this software can be for content creators. So that's what I want to communicate. So first, you go from the left to the right here. You got a menu here. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to pick your speakers in here. So by default, we got James Mitchell and Emma Johnson. But the voice that I really love here is from Marcus here. So you see Marcus here. We can take Emma or any other character in here. And as you can see, I also have added myself as well. But let's first pick those two in here. And then the next one here is you can choose what kind of podcast you would like to create. So you can see all the different ones here. At the left side, you can do advertisement here. You could do podcasts. You could do audiobooks, meditation, sales, affiliate and influencer marketing, social media content, etc. So let's go by podcast and do the Notebook LM style, because I love this style where two people are discussing a product. In this case, they're going to discuss MagicPods AI. So you can decide your language in here. So all these languages that you're seeing right here are supported. So you can also create podcasts in other languages as well. And then you can decide if you want to have it short, medium, long, or ludicrous. Ludicrous, not sure how to pronounce that. But let's say we want to do a medium podcast in here. And then you can decide if you want to do a portrait or a landscape podcast video. And then also scaling here, you can say, okay, what type, which template do you want to use for the podcast? So here you can see the different podcasts. So in this case, we want to have a template with 2 people in it. So in this case, I'm going to do, let's say this one here. And now I'm going to click on next. And on this page, you can see here, the podcast creator started, processing the URL or PDF, content extraction, and the AI is creating the podcast dialogue. And this takes about a minute depending on how long your script is. But once it's finished, you will see this. And boom, there you go. The podcast is basically already ready. You could already export it because it's in here. Now, let me play it the way it is created right now so you can hear this podcast.
Hey, Marcus, I've been thinking a lot lately about how tough it is for content creators, like to really cut through all the noise online, right? It just seems like everyone's trying to do everything.
Emma, you are absolutely spot on. Spot on. It's a real uphill battle. I mean, creators are constantly fighting, just fighting to produce consistent, standout videos. Long-form content, it's often like a total snooze fest,
Let me forward it a little here.
totally hopeless for so many.
Yeah, exactly. Like you put in all this effort, scripting, recording, editing, and then, do you know what I mean? It just kind of gets lost in the endless feeds.
And the end here.
It is a huge commitment. But that's exactly where MagicPods AI just swoops in. It's the #1 AI studio for long-form content, really.
Do you hear how incredible these voices are? It's just a real dialogue here. And if you want to make change, you can do that as well. So you have here the director mode if you want to regenerate the chapter. So if you're not happy with a chapter, you can regenerate it here and you can say make it more engaging or whatever you prefer. And you can rewrite those sections. And again, you can also use your own script from the scratch if you like to do that. Now, if you don't like the template that you chose at the beginning, you have the templates here at the left side as well. So if you want to swap templates, check this out. You suddenly have another template here.
Hey, Marcus, I've been thinking a
You see
lot
that?
lately.
And now you see the waveform here with her. But when it switches to Marcus here,
Possible. Almost
see,
impossible
it
these
switches
days.
to the right side.
And breaking through on social.
So you can swap these templates instantly here. And these are the pictures. These are the characters that you've chosen from the beginning. But you can also create those personas yourself. Also the speakers, if you'd like to change the speakers, you can do that in here as well. You see Emma Johnson in here. You can upload another picture if you like. You can change the name on the speaker's name here, Emma Johnson. And for Marcus, exactly the same if you like to. And then also elements, if you like to add certain elements to your videos. If you like to, I don't know if there's something like podcast in here. Here you have a podcast here. I don't know. You can add that to your timeline here. You can see it's being added here now on top of your timeline here. And if you want to make changes, I'm not sure if I can move this. I should be able to move this if I'm correctly. I cannot find out how I can move. I think I should be able to move it. But basically, you decide where you put this on your timeline, where and when it appears on your timeline as well. The same thing for text. If you want to add text, like follow us on Instagram, click on the element here, follow us on Instagram. That's the thing here. Here you can change the size. So here you can change the font size here. You can say, I want to have this at the left side of the screen, at the left bottom of the screen here. You can change the padding, etc. You can change all the details in here. So you can also have animations, like if you want to fade it in or pop it in or zoom it in, you can apply those effects as well so that it will zoom in. So when I play the video, check this out.
Editing. And
You see it zooms in here. You can do the same thing for the other picture. So when I go back here to the elements, I can select this picture here. I can do the same thing. Like I can move this here to the left top. So I need to have my cursor here. You see that? I can move it to the left. Top respect save zone here. I can change the size of this image. So I can say this needs to be 50%. And again, I can have the effects here, the in effects, the out effects. I can loop this if I like to. So these elements can be added to your videos as well. You can add music to your podcast if you like to, if you want to have background music, or you can upload your own music. You can add sounds. So if you want to have a whoosh or whatever you have in your podcast, if you have a bedtime story podcast, for example, you can have those sounds and add those here. So you simply put your cursor where you want to have the effect, and the effect will be applied to your timeline editor. And that's basically how you can create your podcast. Now, on the podcast itself, you can also switch here to other formats here. So if you want to have portrait here, you can do that as well. And you can see it's aligned differently. I like to have it like this. And once you're satisfied here, once everything is ready, you can simply save your podcast, and then you can export. Now let me remove these elements and then save and export this video so that it is ready. Now the cool thing is that your videos will automatically get a thumbnail as well. So for example here, you can see here, I already did this for another one here. Unlock Your Brain here. This one was for meditations, podcast that I created in here. It's super simple to create these podcasts, as you can see. And this was from a URL. Now you can do exactly the same thing. You can say, I want to create a podcast here, but this time I like to create a podcast from a YouTube video. So for example, you can say, how to become successful in YouTube in 32 days. So this is a video generated, lots of information. So you simply copy the URL of this video. You go back to MagicPods here, and you add your YouTube video here. You can even say the time when it needs to start till the end. You can say save video in here, and then create a podcast about how to become successful on YouTube. And again, you can choose the characters in here, so you can choose other characters. So let's say we do Oliver this time, and another voice, and Chloe here. Let's take those two here. We keep it English, we keep it short this time. Landscape, and then here scaling, let's do another one. Let's take this one, Money Busted, and click on next. And there you go. The next podcast has been created from a YouTube video. So as you can see, this is a very short one here, but let's play it and let's listen how this one sounds.
So, Ollie, everyone's always talking about getting lucky on YouTube, right? Like, it's just the algorithm deciding who pops off. But I've heard you say that's, like, totally not the case. What's the real deal?
Yeah, nah, that's a huge misconception, Chloe. I mean, I used to think it too, honestly. After 3 failed channels, I realized it's not luck, mate. It's about this thing I call the YT3. It's quality, consistency, and choosing the right topics.
The YT3. Wow, that sounds like super insightful.
So you see, this sounds amazing as well, right? 2 other voices. And again, you can change everything in here. Again, if you like to, inside of the elements, you can do GIF files, text. You can upload your own image to the platform as well. You can simply select them here, and now you have them on your video when you play the video.
So
to the left top here, and you can see you can play it here. It's now at the top here. So again, you can save and export your podcast, and that's how quickly you can create podcasts. Now, another thing that I want to show you inside of MagicPods is the personas here. Here you can create your own persona. So you can see here, I created my own persona here. Let me show you how it works, because I want to do a bedtime story for a grandma and her little granddaughter here. So I'm going to do add new persona here. I'm going to create 2 personas. So I'm going to say, hey, grandma, the age, let's say is she's 87. She's female here. The role here, she's the host. And now I can set the tone as well. So for each character, you can specify everything here. So when you do the tone here, you can see informative, creative, friendly, professional, casual, bright, upbeat. You can choose from this list. So I think knowledgeable was the right one for this story. You can do an accent if you like to, and then you can upload a picture in here. So let me do here this one. I like this picture here. And you can also generate your own AI avatar. If you do not have pictures, you can simply create them in the platform itself. So here you can choose from the different voices here. So let me show them.
Ready to build something awesome today?
Got a project in mind?
What do you want to explore?
Ready to make something amazing?
What sparks your interest?
Sound good, right?
What kind of masterpiece are we aiming for?
Ready to build something awesome today?
This is a really good voice. I like this one.
What sparks your interest?
I think this is a good one for this voice. So I'm going to say create persona. And now we have this grandma persona that we can use in a story. So let's also do the daughter here, or the kid. The age, let's say she's 12, she's a female, and she is, let's say, the assistant. I don't know, it doesn't really matter here. And then the tone here, we can say she's youthful, language English. I'm not going to do an accent here, and upload the picture here. So we're going to do this picture for the kid. And then let's pick a voice here as well. So for this one, I'm going to do
What do you want to explore?
this one, I think. Let's create a persona. Let's see what it becomes. It's just for demo purposes, so you get the ID. So now we can create a new podcast. So I'm going to click on create new podcast. And now what I'm going to do is let's go back here to home. I want to do topic 2 podcast. So for example, bedtime stories for kids. So here we can see the topic. I'm going to do a bedtime where a grandmother reads a story about a brown bear in the forest. And I can choose my personas in here. So when I scroll down here, I can now say, okay, first I need to unselect these two. I can say I want to have the grandma, she's the host, and the kid here. And now I have those two. And you can choose here from the style. So you could go to storytelling here, or maybe an audiobook here. Let's say a children's chapter. And let's do short story. Let's do a medium story here. And then let's pick this one here. And one thing, you could also do web search. Let's say you want to do a news podcast about the latest trend about, then you can say web search and it searches for the latest trend about the topic that you want to create a podcast about. This is super powerful because this way, you will always be up to date with your information in your podcast. This is also very valuable when you're going to create a series, what I'm going to show you in a few minutes. But in this case, we already choose this one. So let's generate the podcast. And basically, this now is a bedtime story. All right, so it's ready here. Let's listen to how this story goes.
Are you ready for our story tonight, Sweet Pea? It's about a very special bear. Yes, Grandma. Is it a big bear or a little bear? Does he like honey? A little bear with wonderfully soft brown fur and a curious twitching nose named Barnaby.
Well, you got the idea, right? You hear them talk together, and you can even make the script more interactive by telling the script up front, make it really interactive. But you can see how good this sounds. I mean, this is really, really good. So you could create podcasts like these or videos like these. And let me show you, I've had an interview with the creator. It's on my channel as well. Here you got some use cases, how you could use this platform, MagicPods. For example, what you also can do is you can do product comparison videos like the iPhone 15 Pro versus Samsung Galaxy S24, iPhone 16 or whatever models comes out. You can do that and then put your affiliate links below those videos. You can upload them to YouTube, etc. YouTube content repurposing. You can create a podcast like Joe Rogan Highlights. Or you could do PDF documents analysis and create a podcast like Earnings Report Breakdown. Custom script performance, a podcast like Sales Pitch Podcast. And what I also like here, this one, for example, News Digest Automation. So a podcast like Tesla stock updates, because you can also enter the internet with MagicPods AI so that it finds the latest news. You can watch this video. You could pause the video here to get some ideas how you could use MagicPods AI to create your podcast. But as you can see, these are now my default characters that I can use over and over again to create bedtime stories between grandma and the kid here. You can save it, export, and your podcast will be created. So you could do topics, URLs, YouTube videos, PDFs, or scripts if you have your own script. But the next powerful thing here at the top is the recurring series. You can create your own recurring podcast series. So you could say, create a podcast series about the latest news about cryptocurrency, for example. So what you can do now here is you can say, okay, again, you can choose the podcast host. Here, you know that. You could say the language here, short or long, let's say medium here, landscape scaling. And in this case, you want to enable web search to create those episodes. And now you can say here, I want to create 3 episodes, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 15 episodes, until 30 episodes up front. So let's say we want to create, let's do 3 episodes. Well, let's do here, let's say we want to create 12 episodes here. And we want to create those daily here, 12 days of episodes here. So I want to go to the next page here. Check this out. It's creating all the podcasts for me here. Check this out. Cryptocurrent, your daily brief here. And then the next one here, you see Bitcoin, the latest bull or bear. Altcoin, beyond Bitcoin dominance. So you see all those 12 podcasts have been created here. You can do the context of your series in here. You can change this and you can schedule this as well. So you can say, I want to schedule this on a specific date. So let's say we want to start here the 25th at 10. And here you can select the time zone, America, New York, and you can save draft for later as well. So you can select the accounts to publish to. In this case, I do not have any accounts connected. And you can say, create these series. And there you go. Here you have the whole series for you, where you can say, I want to generate this series right now. So you can click on generate, and now we'll start generate this series. The first one, or this is the 12th one. This is actually the first one at the bottom here. So I should generate this one. But if you do not generate it, it will generate this podcast 2 hours before it will actually be published. So you can let it go on autopilot so that it creates these podcasts for you. Here you can see the publications, nothing has been published yet, and the configuration here, which we have specified before. But you can see that this is very powerful here, where these podcasts have been generated. Now you can also, if they have been generated, you can rename this episode. If you'd like to rename this, you can schedule the episode or unschedule the episode as well. And if you like, you can also pause the series here. You also have some extra options here, trigger cron. This is some technical thing. And as you can see here, this episode has been created because I already clicked on rendered. You can see it's completed here. So I can download this if I like to as an MP4 file. And again, if you download this, you can go to my NovaStudio software. You can simply upload your podcast here. You can see this is the podcast, and you can export this as an MP3 file as well. Super easy. There you go. So this is a series. You can click on edit as well. If you render them all up front, you can see the series in here. So let me play them.
Right, Emma, crypto's future. What's next? Always evolving. Wild, eh?
Oh, totally. Is it regulation that shapes it or something else? Feels like the Wild West sometimes, honestly.
Yeah, it does. But regulation's a massive driver. Not in a bad way. Clear frameworks, especially for institutions, will unlock big capital. UK, EU, they're finding sensible approaches. Brilliant.
So clarity brings confidence. Makes sense. But
so good, right? So you can save this, etc., and it will be scheduled on your specific date. So you can generate them all if you like to upfront, etc. Then you can see the episodes generated in here. And when you go to your series, you can now see that we have this series in here as well. Then what we have here is the social. So you can publish directly to Facebook and Instagram with MagicPods. That's the platforms that are currently supported to publish. I'm not sure if they're going to add other networks. I expect so, to post to them as well. And when you go to the post section, once you have posted your MagicPods podcast, you can find them in here as well. And then there's also upgrades for teams, for white label, so that you can white label MagicPods as your own, so you can sell it under your own name, your own brand, and expect on your own domain name as well. But basically, this is what MagicPods is all about. I think it's a super powerful software. You heard how incredibly this product sounds. I'm blown away when I heard this. I was blown away when I heard about Notebook LM. Lots of people ask, hey, isn't it possible to get this with other voices? Well, you get that with MagicPods, right? And you can create podcasts from anything, from websites, URLs, etc. Imagine how powerful the series is. Let's say you could do a 20-day weight loss challenge, and then you could schedule a podcast for 20 days where the script creates a 20-day weight loss program for people to follow. Stuff like that. There are lots of possibilities. So again, if you're interested, check out the link in the description for more information, for coupons, etc. For my bonuses, also a demo of NovaStudio on that page that you're going to get if you pick this up through my link. And yeah, if you have any questions, ask them in the comments below. One thing I haven't mentioned, which is important to mention, is that you need to integrate this with Gemini. So you need to add your own key. And I've asked how much is a video costing, and the developer Pankaj told me that the short video is about half a cent for a short video. The longer videos, of course, more you will pay. So for a 20-second video, you will pay half a cent, and from there you can calculate it yourself. You're gonna get $300 free on your account when you open that Gemini connection, etc. They will be explaining everything. So you could create, I think, about 200 videos for free already, 15-minute videos for free when you connect your account. So you don't have to worry about that. But I think it was important to mention. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit a thumbs up if this video was useful. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel if you haven't done yet. I do a lot of product reviews similar to this one. And talk to you soon. Cheers.